October 11th, 2025. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. What are we going to talk about? A little bit of everything today. We're going to talk about Kansas City. We're going to talk about independence. We're going to talk about crime, drugs, homeless. We're even going to talk about Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're going to talk about World's Fun. So let's just get started here. Went up to World's Fun last night. Now, World's Fun, just about, I think it was about a month ago, or a month and a half ago, they stated you had to pay, to be able to go in the haunted, like mazes and other things like that. And we'd always purchased gold pass like every year, and it always covered that. So last night I just wanted to see, they said, well, they did it supposedly, what was it, down there? I guess Six Flags owns them now. And they did it they're going to have more people on hand and stuff. Well, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, that's a lie. Because we went last night, and I wanted to see. Now, I'm not going to pay to basically, the way I look at it, I paid for my yellow pass. You can still ride the rides. You can walk through and watch the frontal show out there, and it don't cost you anything. But if you want to go through the mazes, you're going to pay more, about $50 to $60 a person more. That's a lot of money. Think about it, how many people they have go up there. I mean, but what can you crank? What can you crank out of doing that? $250,000, $500,000 out of all the pass holders. If you did that, hit them up there just for Halloween. I mean, that's just not right. Of course, they're trying to say, well, when they did the other gold pass, it stated that supposedly it wasn't all in there, for those mazes. But the thing of it was, it always had been. So when they sold the property, what did they have to gain between doing this other than to just make more profit? Is what it looks like to me. But like I say, had a good time last night, rode some of the rides, and it's still a fun thing to walk through, even if you don't go through the haunted maze part. But what I did look at, I wanted to see how many people were in line for these, and there wasn't a whole lot. Now, the Corn Stalkers? It probably had them. They hadn't opened it up yet. They probably had about 80 to 100 people in line for that, and that was it. And I mean, they've already been open, I think, for 2 weekends. I think they opened back in September. So I wanted to get this out. Also, when I was riding the Scrambler, I noticed over in that other area, I forget what that one area is back behind there. That one haunt. Dylan? What is that? That one's back there by the Scrambler.
Zombie?
Yeah, it was a zombie. I think one down there, back below there. The thing of it was, they didn't have hardly nobody down in there. And then they had some employees even on the backside standing outside. They weren't even doing anything. We walked up there by the Cowboys, always scrape on the deal. Some of them were just standing there. There wasn't very many people there, actually. The parking lot, when we got there, was about 3/4 full, that front parking lot. And then when we left, there was a little bit in that other second, but that was about it. Now, we've went every year for many years, and usually by this time, by the 1st of even October, there's a lot more people, and there wasn't. So I wanted to get that out there. I mean, you can only milk it for so much, and then people get tired. But, I mean, when everybody buys those passes, I mean, they probably expect to get, what they had over so many years. But anyway, and what killed me is that they said, well, they were going to have more people on hand. There was not more people on hand. I'll guarantee you that. Definitely not. So we'll go on from there. So me and my friend, I've been helping. Well, I haven't done continuous videos for this last week, and I probably will have sporadic ones this next week too. I'm helping a friend out for a couple of weeks here on a couple of things. And the thing of it was, yesterday we went over here off down the road. He had to go to the bank. I took him over to the bank. And over here at the Super 8, well, you know how we have all these firemen going running up and down. And it's got to do with these drugs. People OD. A lot of these motels, they've had lots of problems. Now, maybe this was nothing. Maybe this was a maintenance guy that was screwing in a light bulb and got shocked, and they had to go check. I didn't get to see exactly who they brought out, but I will say that these places are notorious for the drugs still. And there was people in vehicles sitting out in front of the Super 8 motel, booming and banging with their music going on, just sitting out in front. And one guy, there was a black gentleman that walked out, looked like he had some pill, like boxes, even. Me and my friend was looking, I said, take a look at that. Take a look at this. So I got some of it with my body cam, because I was sitting there at Bank America. And then we went on over to, my friend had to use the restroom, so we went down the Quick Trip. Well, you know that Quick Trip down there is supposed to be a safe haven for if kids, need help or something. Well, I thought, man, these Quick Trips, not all the Quick Trips are great. And so I like the one up on 40 Highway here. The one up on 40 Highway, down on 40 Highway isn't bad. I think they have the most cleanest one, and they keep out a lot of the homeless and stuff from hanging around. But the one on Nolan, and they got signs like this is a safe haven. Well, it's a safe haven if you want to be embedded with a whole bunch of homeless and druggies and stuff. There was one guy who was homeless that was sitting out in front. Now, they got signs out here on this Quick Trip building that say, no soliciting, no panhandling, and no lottery. So you're not supposed to be standing around or sitting around if you're not going in getting gas or getting your Coca-Cola or candy bar or whatever. I'm going to show that too. And then me and my friend had a couple of thrift shops. And on the way, there was more homeless over here on Nolan Road. But what is going to happen? Here we go again. Winter's going to be coming on. These people still, some have been helped. But there are so many still here, and they are the same repeating ones that need the help. Because if they got to these people and helped them, most of this stuff would be cleared up. One other thing last night, coming back off 435 and 23rd Street, and Independence Police was on the ball last night. They were stopping vehicles that had expired temp tags over on 23rd Street. And wanted to get that out. I don't have that SD card down the line. If you guys want to see it, I'll put it out there. But they were doing that. And I was glad to see that. Because then that checks these people to see if they're supposed to even be here in this United States or not. That's a good thing. So let's get started here, guys. Hold on. All right, so I'm sitting here. My friend went in Bank America. And there's a good old pump or two coming in here. And, oh yeah, I think even the firemen, they knew who I was sitting over here in my vehicle. They just kind of smiled as they went by. What a joke. So they pull in, they get some of their gear together, they go in. Now, I'm not going to play because this was long and drawn out, and it was long and drawn out. A few minutes later here comes AMR, so I'm going to speed this up real quick. Go through here. Oh, okay. Here, let's get to AMR. There's AMR. We don't want to miss out on them. But, hold on, guys. That'll make it a little bit better. But you see this car here, and you see this one. Stop this real quick for a second. You see this vehicle here? Man, this guy in this one, I don't know if that's like a Jeep or some kind of SUV vehicle. He was banging it, man, out here in front of this Super 8 motel. And like I say, these are notorious for the drugs, the other stuff and everything. And there was another guy come out here, looked like he had some, like I say, like pill boxes and stuff. He had in his hand, got in this other vehicle. But I don't know. And I was gonna sit there and wait. My friend, he had to use the restroom, so we didn't get to see what they brought out because they got the stretcher out and stuff. But it could have just been a maintenance man that was screwed in a light bulb, and he got shocked, and they just need to check him out, guys. I'm sure that's all it was, with all this banging and booming and the weed smell billowing over this way. I'm sure that's all it was. So let's just get on with that from there, and I'm going to advance this a little bit more. And let's see, let me go to the next one here. Hold on. Okay, guys, so we're going to pull out of here of the good old Bank America. And I think I just got a glimpse. You can see the, let's see. There's a AMR over there, fire truck still over there. So we're going to go on down. Quick Trip to a place that's safe for kids. I don't know about that. I wouldn't say this place is safe for kids or a safe haven. Now, this is designated as one. There is security cameras up there. Yeah, there needs to be. So, you see my cursor right here? There's a homeless guy, man. He is bobbing his head up and down, on and off over here. And like I say, they have signs that say no watering, no soliciting, no panhandling. And I'm just going to lighten this up a little bit too so you guys can see a little bit more. Yes, I don't want to get too light. I want you guys to see when I pull up here what we're seeing. So this would be like if you pulled into Kansas City and you see this guy right here off to the left over here by you. And not good. I mean, this guy isn't eating nothing or drinking Coke or anything. He's just sitting there and he's kind of bobbing his head up and down. So hold on. Let me see if I can enlarge this a little bit more. You can see his head is bobbing up and down and stuff, and I'm just thinking, I don't know. And you never know. I mean, the problem with this is too, guys, is if one of these people, say they weren't even doing drugs, say they just have mental problems, say they got schizophrenia, and say, for example, all of a sudden they have an episode and they freak out. They could hurt somebody. And this is sitting in front of a business here on Nolan Road. This is the things that people don't think about. It's like, well, you know, if I get past the guy and don't have to worry, I mean, it doesn't matter. Right? 10 more people or 100 more people go past this guy. But what this guy did flip out? I mean, come on. I mean, these people need help. We need to find out which ones actually have those problems, or we need to find out which ones are hooked on the drugs and the ones that are dealing the drugs so they all can get help. Okay? So hold on. Okay, guys. I had a glitch here. I don't know if I'm repeating myself or not, but I'm going to do this again. Anyway, we'd been here close to about 8 minutes. It took that long for my friend to go in there, wait in line to go to the restroom, and come back out. But this guy's still here. And as we back out, I wanted to show this because right here, there's one of their employees on the backside outside. Taking a break, I guess. But you see that sign right there? See this sign right here where my cursor is? It says no loitering, no panhandling, and no soliciting. Right there. And they got them all over. But I mean, here you go again. I mean, are they enforcing any of that? So we're going to go on up here. I'm going to show this real quick. And we wanted to hit a couple. We was just out goofing around a little bit. Hit a few of the thrift stores here. And make sure my deal's up here so I can see it. So this is a notorious place for some of these homeless to get over here by this subway too. I'll show this real quick. There's a guy here. But but Independence, they let them sleep over here on these Storm Street drains and stuff. And but what kills me is why can't they get these people? Some of these people are the same ones over and over again. I mean, I've seen these people enough to know which ones are new or which ones are continuous. And to me, you would be think they would be able to get them some help. I don't know. But I mean, for people that come here into the state, say they are vacationing, say they are coming here, even if they go to the stadium or something else, this is the stuff they see. This is the stuff, like I say. Now, when me and my son, we went to St. Louis, we only seen like one homeless. And that was down there by the arch. And this guy, he was halfway cleaned up. He was on a bench. He was cleaned up, but you could tell he was homeless. This stuff here, I don't get because to me, it seems like they could rectify some of this problem, but they're not. But I wanted to show that real quick. So hold on, guys. All right, guys. And the last third thing I'm going to talk about now. Look at that piece of pizza. Man, you talk about a good piece of pizza. Got that at Pizza Rock out in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, hold on, guys. Check it out, guys. Look at those Cheetos flying around there on the sphere. Okay, guys. One more picture here for right now of Las Vegas, Nevada. Over there by Treasure Island. All right. Well, guess where we're going for New Year's Eve? We're going back to Las Vegas, Nevada. Gonna have some more fun. Anyway, guys, just a lot of stuff going on here. And having a good ride as we go. Anyway, keep your eyes open and stay safe out there.